Antenna aperture. In electromagnetics and antenna theory, antenna aperture, effective area or receiving cross section is a measure of how effective an antenna is at receiving the power of electromagnetic radiation. The aperture is defined as the area oriented perpendicular to the direction of an incoming electromagnetic wave which would intercept the same amount of power from that wave as is produced by the antenna receiving it. If an antenna delivers P naught power to the load connected to its output terminals, when radiated by a uniform field of power density S watts per square meter, the antenna's aperture in square meters is given by AE is equal to P naught divided by S. So the power received by an antenna is equal to the power density of the electromagnetic energy multiplied by its aperture. The larger an antenna's aperture, the more power it can collect from a given electromagnetic field. To obtain the predicted power available, the polarization of the incoming waves must match the polarization of the antenna and the load must be impedance matched to the antenna's feed point impedance. Antenna aperture is based on an antenna receiving an electromagnetic wave directly supplies the gain of the antenna. Due to reciprocity, an antenna's gain in receiving and transmitting are identical. Therefore, antenna aperture can be used to compute the performance of a transmitting antenna also. Antenna aperture is a function of the direction of the electromagnetic wave relative to the orientation of the antenna. Since the gain of an antenna varies according to its radiation pattern. When no direction is specified, antenna aperture is understood to refer to its maximum value with the antenna oriented so its main lobe. The axis of maximum sensitivity is directed toward the source. An antenna with an aperture at the end can be termed as an antenna aperture. The edge of a transmission line, when terminated with an opening, radiates energy. This opening, which is an aperture, makes it an antenna aperture. The main types of aperture antennas are waveguide antenna, horn antenna, slot antenna. Advantages of aperture antenna: radiation is greater than 2 transmission line and radiation is omnidirectional. Disadvantages: voltage standing wave ratio increases and poor radiation. Consider antenna used as a receiver. WS scattered or radiated power in watts. From the total received power W, a portion is scattered and radiated, denoted as WS. A portion is wasted as heat dissipated, denoted as WL, and remaining power is supplied to load known as effective power or useful power, WE. To represent different apertures in mathematical form, it is convenient to represent the antenna as a voltage source with series impedance feeding a load. Antenna as a voltage source with series impedance feeding a load. This equivalent circuit is voltage source, impedance, it has a radiation resistance and load resistance and reactance component. And resistance with reactance component at load end. There are 5 types of aperture: effective aperture, scattering aperture, loss aperture, collecting aperture, and physical aperture. Effective aperture. Notation A, E. Effective aperture is defined as the ratio of effective power to the power density. Effective power can be right in terms of current and resistor at the load end, that is RT. We can see in the figure, RT divided by S, which is equal to RT divided by S I square. Current in this circuit, because this is a circuit equivalent of the receiver end antenna that we have seen in the previous slide, that is V divided by R. I is equal to V divided by R. That's why I square is equal to V square divided by RR, radiation resistance, plus loss resistance at the input end, plus load resistance at the load end, square, plus reactances XA plus XT square. This is the effective aperture. For maximum power transfer, RL is equal to 0, RR is equal to radiation resistance is equal to load resistance and XA is equal to minus XT. Then maximum effective aperture is V square divided by 4RR into S. The ratio of effective aperture to the maximum effective aperture is known as effectiveness ratio. Which is dimensionless and effectiveness ratio is equal to 1 for ideal system. Second type of aperture is scattering aperture. Notation AS. Scattering aperture is the ratio of scattered or radiated power to power density, which is equal to I square into RR divided by S. Therefore, scattering aperture is equal to RR divided by S. So, I square I can write in terms of voltage and impedances, that is V square divided by RR plus RL plus RT square plus XA plus XT square. For maximum power transfer, RL is equal to 0, RT is equal to RR, XA is equal to minus XT. Therefore, maximum scattering aperture is given by V square divided by 4 S R R. The ratio of scattering aperture to the effective aperture is known as scattering ratio. The value is always between scattering ratio value is always between 0 and infinity. Loss aperture. notation AL. When the loss resistance is not equal to 0, power is dissipated as heat in the antenna. The ratio of power dissipated in the antenna to power density is known as loss aperture, which is equal to I square into RR divided by S, which is equal to I square into RL. So RL divided by S. I square is, from the figure I can write I square is V square divided by RR plus RL plus RT square plus XA plus XT square. Which is a loss aperture. Aperture AC. Collecting aperture is the sum of effective aperture, scattering aperture and loss aperture. If I substitute all three equations, I'll get V square into RR plus RL plus RT divided by S into RT plus RL plus RR square plus XA plus XT whole square. Or I can say that collecting aperture is the total power radiated to power density. Effective height is another parameter of an antenna. The effective height of an antenna is the height of the antenna's center of radiation above the ground. It is defined as the ratio of the induced voltage to the incident field. In low frequency applications involving loaded or non-loaded vertical antennas, the effective height is the moment of the current distribution in the vertical section divided by the input current. For an antenna with a symmetrical current distribution, the center of radiation is the center of distribution. For an antenna with asymmetrical current distribution, the center of radiation is the center of current moments when viewed from points near the direction of maximum radiation. Another way of defining effective height is to consider the transmitting case and equate the effective height to the physical height multiplied by the average current. Antenna impedance relates the voltage to the current at the input to the antenna. The real part of the antenna impedance represents power that is either radiated away or absorbed within the antenna. The imaginary part of the impedance represents power that is stored in the near field of the antenna. This is non-radiated power. An antenna with a real input impedance is said to be resonant. Antenna impedance is very important because it is generally desired to supply maximum available power from the transmitter to the antenna or to extract maximum amount of received energy from the antenna. Minimizing impedance differences at each interface will reduce standing wave ratio and maximize power transfer through each part of the antenna system. Radiation resistance is that part of an antenna's feed point electrical resistance that is caused by the radiation of electromagnetic waves from the antenna. In radio transmission, a radio transmitter is connected to an antenna. The transmitter generates a radio frequency alternating current which is applied to the antenna, and the antenna radiates the energy in the alternating current as radio waves. Because the antenna is absorbing the energy it is radiating from the transmitter, the antenna's input terminals present a resistance to the current from the transmitter. Unlike other resistances found in electrical circuits, radiation resistance is not due to the opposition of the material of the antenna conductors to electric current. It is a virtual resistance due to the antenna's loss of energy as radio waves. The radiation resistance can be defined as the value of resistance that would dissipate the same amount of power as radiated as radio waves by the antenna with the antenna input current passing through it. It is equal to the total power radiated as radio waves by the antenna divided by the square of the RMS current into the antenna terminals. The radiation resistance is determined by the geometry of the antenna and the operating frequency. The total feed point resistance at the antenna's terminals is equal to the radiation resistance plus the loss resistance due to ohmic losses in the antenna. In a receiving antenna, the radiation resistance represents the source resistance of the antenna, and the portion of the received radio power consumed by the radiation resistance represents radio waves radiated by the antenna. The value of radiation resistance depends on configuration of antenna, the point where radiation resistance is considered, location of antenna with respect to ground and other objects, ratio of length of diameter of conductor used. Antenna bandwidth. The bandwidth of an antenna refers to the range of frequencies over which the antenna can operate correctly. The antenna's bandwidth is the number of hertz for which the antenna will exhibit a standing wave ratio less than 2:1. Bandwidth can also be described in terms of percentage of the center frequency of the band. Bandwidth is constant relative to frequency. If bandwidth was expressed in absolute units of frequency, it would be different depending upon the center frequency. Different types of antennas have different bandwidth limitations. Bandwidth is defined as the range of frequency over which an antenna can operate satisfactorily. Let W1 and W2 be two frequency limits then bandwidth delta W is equal to W2 minus W1. Therefore, delta W is equal to, I can write delta W as WR by Q, where WR is 2 pi FR. FR is center frequency or resonant frequency. Q is a quality factor is equal to total energy into 2 pi divided by energy radiated per cycle. Antenna bandwidth is defined as range of frequencies over which the antenna parameters such as gain, front-back ratio, polarization, and impedance remain constant. Antenna efficiency. The efficiency of an antenna is the ratio of the power delivered to the antenna relative to the power radiated from the antenna. Therefore, efficiency is power radiated by input power. Which is equal to I square RR divided by I square into RR plus RL. Therefore, efficiency is RR divided by RR plus RL. Antennas also have ohmic resistance, which is responsible for energy loss. Therefore, loss resistance is represented by RL, and the total power feed to antenna representing by I square into RR plus RL. A high efficiency antenna has most of the power present at the antenna's input radiated away. A low efficiency antenna has most of the power absorbed as losses within the antenna or reflected away due to impedance mismatch. Antenna temperature. Antenna temperature is a parameter that describes how much noise an antenna produces in a given environment. This temperature is not the physical temperature of the antenna. Moreover, an antenna does not have an intrinsic antenna temperature associated with it. Rather, the temperature depends on its gain pattern and the thermal environment that it is placed in. Antenna temperature is also sometimes referred to as antenna noise temperature. Every object with a physical temperature above absolute zero radiates energy associated with radiation resistance is also antenna temperature. The measurable temperature is the mean brightness temperature in the field of antenna pattern is called the antenna temperature. For lossless antenna, antenna temperature has nothing to do with physical temperature of antenna, but is related to temperature of distant regions of space coupled to the antenna via radiation resistance. This temperature depends on the gain, radiation pattern, and the noise that the antenna picks up from the surrounding environment. After the discussion of antenna parameters, another important topic of consideration is the near field and the far field regions of the antenna. The radiation intensity when measured nearer to the antenna differs from what is away from the antenna. Though the area is away from the antenna, it is considered effective as the radiation intensity is still high there. The near field and far field are regions of the electromagnetic field around an object, such as a transmitting antenna, or the result of radiation scattering of an object. Non-radiative near field behaviors dominate close to the antenna or scattering object, while electromagnetic radiation far field behaviors dominate at greater distances. Far field and field strength decreases as the distance from the source increases, resulting in an inverse square law for the radiated power intensity of electromagnetic radiation. The rapid drop in power contained in the near field ensures that effects due to the near field essentially vanish a few wavelengths away from the radiating part of the antenna. The field which is nearer to the antenna is called as near field. It has an inductive effect and hence it is also known as inductive field, though it has some radiation components. Far field or Fraunhofer region, which is far from the antenna, therefore it is called far field. It is also called as radiation field as the radiation effect is high in this area. Many of the antenna parameters along with the antenna directivity and the radiation pattern of the antenna are considered in this region only. Boundary between two fields may be taken at radius 2L square divided by lambda, where L is maximum dimension of the antenna in meters and lambda is, as you know, its wavelength in meters. Difference between near field and far field. The field which is very near to the antenna is reactive near field or non-radiative field, where the radiation is not predominant. The region next to it can be termed as radiating near field or Fresnel field, as the radiation predominates and the angular field distribution depends on the physical distance from the antenna. The longitude component of the electric field may be significant in near field. Power flow is not entirely radial. The shape of the field pattern depends on the distance. The region next to Fresnel field is radiating far field region. In the far field region or Fraunhofer field, field distribution is independent of the distance from antenna. The measurable field components are transverse to the radial direction from the antenna in far field region, and in the far field, power flow is directed radially outward.